7 attempts, countless miles. Today could be the day I finally break 20 minutes in the 5k, but will it be? Here's my last 6 attempts, always hovering around that 20-30 mark. Close, but never quite there. I kept fading in the final stages, and honestly, it wasn't just about fitness. It was about pushing through discomfort. Most of us back off when it hurts, and I was definitely guilty of that. Just want to mention the guy in the black top with the headphones, that's Dave Reagan, and he holds the course PB at Basingstoke in a time of 15 minutes and 29 seconds. What an animal. I run 3 times a week. Long run, speed session and parkrun. That's been my routine. Consistent, no excuses. But running wasn't just about hitting a time. I started back in February last year, mainly for my mental well-being. I wanted a clean slate, a new focus, something to replace some old habits that weren't serving me. My first parkrun was nearly 28 minutes, and from that day, I set myself one long-term goal: break 20 minutes. And while I've made progress, I've come to realise this isn't just about fitness, it's about mindset. You reach a point in a race where your legs are screaming and your head says, ease off. And truthfully, I listened to that voice more than I should have. If I wanted this, I had to be ready to suffer for it. So here we are, attempt number 7. Big shout out to my good mate Tom. He's the one in the blue and yellow. Hatchron runner's vest. Pacing me today to help me go sub 20. Not only that, he even let me borrow his Vaporflies for this one. Absolute legend. We knew it was going to be busy. 744 runners today, a record for Basingstoke. So we made the call to go out hard, clear the congestion early and settle in after that.
Yeah, very.
1k in, 3 minutes 44, considerably quicker than what I'd normally go out in. But again, we just wanted to avoid getting boxed in too early. Don't get it twisted, guys. In my head, I'm thinking, all right, that's considerably faster than I usually open with. Then I look down at my watch and I think, is this going to bite me in the backside later on? Coming through just over 1k, I was trying to settle after that quick start. Heart rate was already at 153, which is definitely higher than I'd usually like it this early, but I still felt in control. Legs are ticking over nicely, got that nice rhythm about me. Breathing was up, but manageable. It was more about staying composed than anything else. With Tom just to the left of me, I wasn't second guessing pace. I have a tendency to look down at my Garmin and be a pace fiend. Every 100 meters, I'm looking at it, fretting about, am I on pace? Am I on pace? But today, I was just focused on keeping that same rhythm, staying smooth and not wasting energy. There was a big field out today, 744 runners, so the early effort was worth it just to get that clear space. Quick note, on-screen pacing isn't always 100% reliable with GPS and the trees around the course, so again, I was trying to mainly go off feel and obviously sticking close to Tom. "2k in, 4 minutes dead, still feeling solid. I knew the real test was going to come later, but so far, so good. After hitting 2k in 4 minutes, I was still on track, but this is the part of the 5k where things start to get uncomfortable, where you've still got over halfway to go, but the legs aren't feeling fresh anymore. I focused on staying relaxed, keeping the breathing under control and not letting the pace drift. If you follow me on Strava and you've been watching my videos, this is usually where I've started to fade in past attempts. Not a massive blow up, just slowly slipping off target without realising it. Shout out to that marshal, by the way, absolute legend, always comes with the energy every parkrun. But anyway, having Tom there really helped. He was still ahead, holding that steady tempo, and I just locked in. Arms moving, form tidy, head forward. One thing that really helps at parkrun, especially on days like this, is the marshals. I remember coming around that corner and hearing them full of energy, shouting encouragement, clapping, telling you that you're doing well. Honestly, I love that about parkrun. Just gives you the extra lift when things are starting to bite. And the fact it was a beautiful day, it made the whole atmosphere even better. And just before 3k, I spotted one marshal with a stall taking photos. This screenshot here, pure pain cave. Like you ever needed a face that says, this is not comfortable, this is it. 3k ticked over in 3 minutes 53, still bang on pace. But now the effort was rising fast. Between 3 and 3.5k, it was getting tough. That point where your brain starts asking, can I really hold on? I knew deep down the next kilometre was going to decide everything. So this is the point where I faded in the past, not from the lack of will, but just not having that extra gear. But today felt different. I was deep in the pain cave, but I wasn't backing off. Every time that voice in my head told me to ease up, I just answered with that one word, no. Folks, my legs were heavy, my breathing was loud, I'd gone quiet. Actually, I didn't even have any energy to speak, just tunnel vision on the back of Tom's vest. As you'll see on the course, we're into the second lap, and with it comes that incline. You know the one if you've done Basingstoke Parkrun. It's not long, but it's enough to catch people. It takes your momentum, your breath, and for a second, your soul. Around 3.8k, that's when I lost Tom. He pushed on, and I just didn't have it in me to go with him. So now it's just me trying to hang on. That's when the noise in your head gets louder. Every step starts asking a question. Guys, pure pain cave, and viewers, apologies for that phlegm that you saw there. There is no more pacing strategy, no more energy saving, just how much do you want this? I kept telling myself, this is number 7, you didn't show up to back off. 4k came in 4 minutes 7, a slight fade, and I knew it, but I also knew I was still in with a shot. The voice in my head kept creeping in, ease off, back it down, but I wasn't having it. This was my 7th attempt, no excuses, no regrets, just dig in. At this rate, I wasn't thinking about distance, I just told myself, get to the next corner, the next marshal, the next breath. The finish was closing in. By this point, everything hurt. The legs were heavy, the breathing was rough, and every part of me just wanted to back off. But I kept telling myself, not now, you've come this far. I wasn't thinking about form, pace, or even distance anymore. It was just one thought, hold on. I knew if I let the effort drop even slightly, that sub 20 would slip away again. 300 meters to go, the longest 300 meters of my life. This is where you find out what you're made of. I've looked down at my watch, heart rate 185. I'd been hurting for a while, but now I had to find something. I switched on, picked up the pace. I think I was moving around 3 minutes 40 to 3 minutes 35 per kilometre. Everything in me said stop, but the clock didn't care how I felt. I knew I was close, and I knew I couldn't leave anything behind. This last bit, it's all fight. I'll shut up now. Time to let the suffering do the talking.
Yes!
Official time, 19 minutes 45. That was everything I had. I've chased this for months and I finally got it done. Big shout out to Tom, paced me to 4K like an absolute machine. Couldn't have done it without him. Plus, he got a new course PB of 19 minutes 28. It doesn't stop here. Next goal, sub 19:30.